And remember,
I don't know what's going on.
Read the notes. Seriously, you have to, 'cause it's scripted.
welcome to the Funky Panther podcast, where we explore the wild and weird and wacky side of life. I'm Tim.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Javier.
So, guys, have you heard about AI?
AI, like artificial intelligence?
Yeah, like robots and stuff.
That's right. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we would use AI on our show?
Yeah, imagine a robot that could take care of all the boring stuff for us.
Like what?
Like editing, research, and even making the coffee.
That's a good one, Tim. But how are we going to get a robot to make coffee?
I know. We'll get a robot barista.
Yeah, like a little espresso machine with arms, man.
Wait a minute, guys. I have an idea. What if we use the AI to write our jokes for us, or intro even?
That's brilliant, Chad. We'll be the funniest podcast on the air.
But what if the AI goes rogue and starts making inappropriate jokes?
Nah, it'll be fine. As long as we don't program it with your jokes, Tim.
Isn't that what we're... That was it. That's the show, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Oh, my God.
So this is episode number 122. Thanks for hanging out with us. That was a pre-scripted intro written by AI. Today is going to be all about artificial intelligence, robots, all that kind of jazz. And so we thought, wouldn't it be fun if we asked the AI to create an intro for us? And that's exactly what it did. It scripted all three of us exactly what we're going to say. And so that's what that little bit was. Very interesting. We've really we've gone down that whole AI wormhole this past week, and it's been a lot.
It's been
a
pretty
lot.
entertaining, to say the least.
For sure. So
I like it, though, because it takes all the guesswork out, and you just go with it, man.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. We've got a couple other things that AI has done for us that we're going to provide for you on the show, and you know, we're talking about stuff. So let's get into individual updates. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been here since our 3-year anniversary with Andrew and Jared, which is so much fun. We got a lot of good TikTok and Instagram reels out of that episode.
Come Genies and I think Come Genie was the one that I got a lot of questions on. Like,
nice.
I was like, I didn't get my wishes. I'm like, well, to do better next time.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode, and we really appreciate Andrew from the Fort Worth Roots, and then Jared from Tales from the Fort coming on the show, celebrating our 3-year with us.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
Thank you, guys.
So what have y'all been up to since?
Of course, we were snowed in last week. That's why we weren't on. The whole city was shut down.
I mean, we could have done it.
There was a couple of reasons, but
we
yeah.
could have done it.
I mean, on that Tuesday night where we got that first ice, I did drive to Target and got some groceries because I didn't have shit.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it wasn't so bad. It was all right, but I got a truck and it's pretty heavy, and I got some nice.
Okay, so Tim's got a new toy. I just want to go ahead and throw this out there. I think it's pretty obvious.
You wanted more drops, and you're gonna get them,
You
buddy.
said send them to me. We're like, send you what? And you said send me nudes, and we obliged. And then you're like, oh hey, by the way, I got this new thing for my iPad for nudes. I mean,
So,
for drops.
We want to hear from you whether you like all the new drops. If there are some that you like more than others, let us know. But yeah, Tim's got a toy, so he's been playing with it probably throughout the episode.
Yeah. Do it, baby. Yeah, no. But other than that, it was pretty chill. The ice kind of cut us off for a bit. I was able to go to the Cyberpunk event on Saturday.
That looks fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was
It was okay. Let's just stop for just a second. Let's talk about the Cyberpunk event because both of us got to go to it.
right.
The Trend guys, Blake, Mitch, all those guys, they hooked us up. They gave us and the girls from Forever Reckless a nice little off the side stage booth that was just for us.
Ooh, MVP, VIPs. Look at
Oh
you
yeah.
guys.
So we got behind kind of behind the scene, right stage left or whatever.
Yeah.
It was fun. And number one, do you know how old the Plum Boys are?
We met a couple of them at one of the the Here Fort Worth event, and I'm pretty sure they're like 19, 20. They're like super young.
Yeah, no, they're graduating high school in May.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, they're younger than I thought.
They're
No,
really
I thought they graduated. And there's one more that's still in high school.
There might be still one more in high school, but all of them had X's on their hands. And let me just tell you. So Kate's like, man, that one guy's really cute.
Yeah.
How old do you think he is? And I was like, oh, I think he's in his 20s. And then we find out, and this is coming from I think it was Mitch, said no, they're all in high school. And boy, did she feel like a pervert.
R. Kelly.
Way to throw her out
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna throw her out there on that one. She's like, I've done a lot of bad things, but that's one thing I will not cross the line. I was like, good.
Yeah.
That will get you canceled and arrested at the same time.
For sure.
And how?
But how was the show?
It was good. It was very interesting. The bands were good. I don't know if the Plum Boys normally have just a drum machine or if they play with a full set, but they were playing on like a little drum machine last night, or not last night, but over the weekend. And they've got that kind of funk sound, very talented young musicians. It was great. I'm going to say I was blown away by the headliner, Night.
Oh yeah, Knight did it. Oh, holy fuck!
So
It's two dudes from Dallas, right?
yeah. And they're twin brothers,
Okay.
and they dress identical,
Yeah.
and they are identical twins. It's very strange.
They're like, how many of you guys think we're not twins? Right? Is that what they?
Yeah. And then some people were like, nobody raised their hand, and they're like, how many of y'all think that we are twins? And everybody raised their hand and they're like, well, you're wrong. And then the other one was like, can't pull one over you or something along those lines. But yeah, they're really, really talented, but they remind me of like The Cure.
Yeah. Well, the
and-
hair is very cute.
Well, yeah, but like that, just that new wave
like
kind of,
Flock of Seagulls, like Duran Duran.
yeah, that new wave sound
Yeah,
from back in
yeah.
the 80s. But they did a cover of an Alice in Chains song, and it was like if you combined Alice in Chains with Nine Inch Nails and threw a little bit of 80s in there, it was incredible. Ran into an old
Wait. Who? Did we tell him?
No,
Yeah,
we
he
did.
knew. Yeah, we did.
We ran into an old high school friend.
Yeah, I heard
Dan,
about that.
Dan, the 80s man.
Dan the man.
80s man hostler.
Yeah, so we run into him, and of course, he's going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a camera.
Yeah, and he's shooting, taking pictures. It was cool. We got to chat with him for a little bit.
Yeah, he hadn't
Good.
changed. He hadn't changed in 20 years.
No,
How is he? He's good?
he's
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
he lives in Fort Worth. He commutes to Dallas, and he's working with
Texas TI Texas Industries or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I walk up to him, and the first words out of his mouth is, "Tim, it's been 30 years, and they haven't remade Chud yet." And I was
Cannibalistic
like,
humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah.
I only know that because Dan.
because of Dan, and I was just like, "Good Lord,
Never seen it.
He actually introduced
I
me
had
to
seen
like
it. It's pretty decent."
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, he had that love for 80s B horror,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like Reanimator and
Yeah.
the other one, the third Dawn of the Dead movie, which is a very great. And fun fact, it was filmed in a mall.
He always said that he should have been born in the, or not born in the 80s, but grew up like peaked in the
Oh,
80s,
100%.
and 100%, yeah, he should
He
have
would
been.
have had a different life.
Well, also we talked about like even before we saw Dan, I'm like, you know what, I really wish I would have known what it was like, being in the high school in the 80s.
No,
and then
you
I'm
were
like,
talking about doing coke in the bathroom.
yeah, well, and then I was like, except for like the murders and the AIDS and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But
You
I
had
think
me
that'd
at
be-
AIDS.
You had me at you had me at cocaine.
yeah, at cocaine. Right?
But it was great, man. Knight did a great job, and then unfortunately, it did have to get cut short. There was somebody that had a seizure.
Due to all the strobe lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she goes down, and I'm just like, oh man, do I do anything?
Here I go again.
So then I walked over there, and I was like, hi, I do this for a living. Let me check you out, make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And then from behind me comes this lady, and she's like, I'm an OR nurse. And I almost turned around and said, congratulations. But I didn't. I bit my tongue and
What
just
an a-hole.
I kept doing my thing. It's always weird whenever, like, I've had doctors who are like, yeah, I'm a doctor. What do you do? He's like, I'm a podiatrist. I was like, cool. They don't have like
emergency response.
right. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. So I figured she probably understands some stuff, but she tried to like just take over the show, and I'm like, you know what? Cool. I can go back to drinking. So
Yeah.
and that's what I did.
She's like, I worked at Arby's. Like, okay, lady.
Wow. So you've got the meat.
You got the
Yeah.
meat.
So I
it
saw
was
that
fun, man.
J-Boy made an appearance.
Oh,
J-Boy did. And,
I am guilty on getting J-Boy a little toasty.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
did.
he did.
I was buying everybody drinks.
Yeah, he was feeling generous that night. It
Yeah.
was weird.
Wow.
It was weird.
Of course, the night I'm not there. Come on.
There's
Yes.
Tess right here. Let's drink.
So J-Boy's got. I'm not going to talk about it. He's got some stuff coming up, and we're going to actually have him on the show on the 28th.
The end of the month. Yeah.
End of the month. That's right before a big announcement. He might have already announced it.
He
I
has
don't know.
announced it. He's got a new album coming
He's got
out.
a new album coming
It's
out.
like March 3rd, I think.
He's also
but we'll talk about
got
it.
something else coming out
yeah, that we can't talk about.
We can't
We
talk about.
can't talk about, but look for something really cool happening in the very near future.
Cool.
All right, so
That's
anyways,
right. He's going to take Hitler from the past and bring him here. We're going to throw tomatoes at him and then shoot him in the head.
yes, okay.
That's what the AI thing says.
Did y'all watch Hunters? Have y'all watched
Yeah,
Hunters?
the first season.
The second season
It's
came
out, yeah.
Yeah, and I just watched it. Very good.
Really?
Such a good show.
The first season was great. The ending was totally crazy. I did not expect that.
Well, the second season is just as crazy. It
Okay.
just kind of continues with that last episode.
I love it because Ted Mosby's in it from How I Met Your Mother, and I can't take him seriously in any role from now on.
Right.
I'm like, fuck you, Mosby. Like, go get your blue trumpet and fucking fuck off. You ruined the fucking show.
Okay, got him.
All right.
The whole show is about him fucking Robin.
Shh. Spoiler.
Oh,
How do you think he
All
met
right,
his mother?
all right. Anyways, it was
Robin.
it was great though. The weekend was great.
Yeah.
Javier, what else did you get into?
We did go have hot pot on Sunday.
You son
Me
of
and
a
Tama
bitch.
flew, and you were working.
I know.
Tama flew was like, let's call. So I'm going to call Jesse and ask if she wants to go, and I'm like, yeah, I think
What were we
it'd be.
doing? What were we doing Sunday? I don't remember.
We went like around 3. She
Finger
was
popping
hungover.
each other's assholes.
Yeah.
Right.
We've been wanting to go back out ever since I went to H Mart
Yeah.
and went out to Carrollton. I've been wanting to go back out to Carrollton and just experience all the food out there.
You should check out Asia Times Square. It's
yeah,
a pretty.
I would like to check that out too.
There's a lot. We went over there for the Otaku Food Festival.
Oh, yeah.
That week it got bad. Holy fuck, man! Let me tell you, I waited 2 hours, 2.5 hours for like some fish pancakes. They're not actually shaped in a fish.
yeah.
And dude, they had the Japanese fluffy pancakes. People were waiting for like over 3 hours for that. And it was fucking nuts. It's whenever it started getting really cold, and I told Tammy, I'm like, go to the car.
Oh,
Like, this is just
I
too
remember
much.
what was going on Sunday. Jesse and I haven't been able to like go out and like do like a date or anything in a while. So we just did like kind of a day date on. You
gave her the old pony,
on
didn't you?
Sunday, we went out to. Wow. We went out antiquing because that's one of the things she really likes is go to antique shops. So we went out and had lunch at Kincaid's. Man, Sunday at noon, that place is hopping. A great burger, enjoyed that. After that, we went over to Montgomery Street Antique Mall.
Oh, yeah.
And I come across some very racist dolls. They were the typical, like, from Americana, like, this is what black people look like.
They were blackface dolls.
Yeah. And if I thought it couldn't get any more racist, I come across blackface salt and pepper shakers too. That mall is full of racism, I think.
It is actually.
It really is.
It really is.
So I then
there's a Nazi ring also. There's a couple of Nazi.
I bet there is.
What the hell?
Dude, it's crazy. So I text Jared, and if you don't know, Jared has an association with Ties to the Past, which is another antique
who was
mall.
here for our 100th.
Yeah.
3-year anniversary.
103-year anniversary.
Yep.
So he's got that connection with Ties to the Past, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you have any of these?" And I send him those pictures, and he's like, "No, I don't think I've ever seen those." There, I was like, "Cool, no racism at Ties to the Past."
Yeah.
So, anyways, we ended up going over there. I bought over to Ties to the Past. I ended up buying a badass Western shirt
Oh.
and antique dildo, but we had to take that back because it gave me splinters.
Right. It was wooden, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, a badass Western shirt. And then in the back of that store, I don't know if you're a fan of mid-century modern, like the clean lines and stuff from like the 60s and stuff.
100%. Yeah.
All right. So there is a booth back there that's nothing but mid-century modern shit.
Ooh.
They've got some amazing pieces. They really do. They got some like credenzas and stuff back there that are absolutely beautiful.
Credenza.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Dickens.
So,
oh boy.
All right.
Somebody slapped me in my taint.
Whenever I say that Jesse likes antique malls, I like antique malls.
I love antiquing.
Yeah,
I
anyone
love
that knows,
antiquing,
I don't
man.
even know what a credenza is.
Yeah, it's like one of those like little like a TV stand, like, but you would put it in like a hall or like an entryway. and you put like plants on there or stuff like that. It's just
It's just like a little table.
but bigger and like narrow and long.
So like a dresser, but not a dresser.
That's probably close. Yeah.
Hey,
That's
whenever
probably
you were
close.
walking, which way did you go through the back entry or the front?
Which one? Antique? That side's the
Montgomery-
pass. We went in
Montgomery
that. We went in the back entrance.
Did you? Ooh, dirty boy. Did you see that big?
Only when I'm antiquing.
Did you see that big Anakin Skywalker like Pepsi statue?
Yes.
The child and not like the
Yes.
adult?
Yeah. The child Anakin.
Yeah. So whenever Tammy and I went over there, we were about to check out, and then I look over and see it, and I was like, "You ruined the movies!" And like I like slapped it, and then there was like a girl behind us, and she was like, like laughing at me.
Coming in from the chat, Tammy says, "Oh my God, we are going." Tammy, I will send you,
fucking
the
better not.
Instagram
You fucking
of that
better
lady, or the booth, the owner, and you can just go through their stuff. It's really amazing. There's also a place in River Oaks that sells the same stuff as well. I haven't been there yet, but it's a little storefront on River Oaks Boulevard. I'll get you that as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But yeah, so that's what we did on Sunday, man. It was really enjoyable. Had a great time just kind of being out and not having to do the rodeo, man.
Also in the group chat, there's an antique mall in Denton Highway that has a Nazi memorabilia cabinet. It's called Lone Star Antiques. So I would like to get like a Nazi little knife,
You want
like a Hitler Youth knife,
why?
or like maybe like a Luger or Luger. Right?
German Luger, yeah. Yeah, why would you want one of those?
Kerchow. I would just do the Lightning McQueen sound.
Why would you want that?
Kerchow. It's like Tom Segura bought Bert Kreischer that
He
Hitler
did.
teacup.
He did, and have you seen that?
Yeah.
All right, but have you seen so Bert was talking about he was driving and he was going to do something, had his windows down, goes past the synagogue. It happens to be during the time that they were
Right.
going to church, and one of the guys as they're walking, they kind of look at him, and they realize it's Bert, right? And then he kind of nods, and Bert kind of nods back at him, and then the guy goes like this, and just starts laughing, and so like. He ends up coming back through there, and another random person did the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
So very well liked, and I guess accepted to drink tea out of Hitler's teacup.
Well, I mean, you're talking about two people and not a general population.
True.
of people, but
You are correct.
said
I
there
make
were
judgment.
Hasidic-
I make my judgments off of only two people.
Yep. Not everyone else.
yeah, I think so did Hitler, by the way.
Oh,
No.
why compare me to that?
Just saying. Just mustache just a little bit wider.
Yeah, but we call that if it's a toothbrush if you do the Hitler one.
okay.
Anyways, so that was my weekend, Chad. You had the most adventurous weekend, I think, out of all of us.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had a crazy week and a half, to be quite honest with you, since we've been on here. So I did find out a couple of weeks ago that I was going to get laid off last Tuesday.
Right.
So my last day was January 31st of AT&T. I'd been there for 12 years. I don't talk about it here on the podcast, but I am now because screw it, I'm not there anymore, right? Yeah.
Let's all do crack cocaine.
So, I mean, it was kind of rough. I mean, y'all know we didn't do an episode 3 weeks ago or something because
Yeah.
I had just found out that day, and I'm like, I just don't think I can.
I think that would have been the best
Emotionally-
time to do a show, though. I mean,
No.
I'm just gonna
Rough the way your mother likes it.
No.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I mean, I understand that too.
just
I
all
mean,
raw dogging life over
Like
here.
I hate to say it,
just-
but it's almost like a death. Like I was grieving. I had been with them for like 12 years, and just like to have it cut off like that, But however,
he was referring to his penis.
right. That's what happens when you work at AT&T. By the way, if you want to work there, there's just one thing you've got to do.
you lose your penis.
Then you don't get it back.
Yeah, they don't give it back after they lay you off, by the way. No, so there's ginormous surpluses going on throughout the company, not just AT&T, lots of companies because of the recession and whatnot this year. And so there were some like groups within the organization that lost 75% of people. I mean, just like cutting people like crazy. So yeah, I got the boot, and I was pretty upset about it, but I'm actually really pumped about it now, because I've got all this time, and I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what I really want to do because I've just kind of people have told me, oh, you should do this role, and I do it. And
You're gonna figure out what you want to be when you grow up.
yeah, finally. And they paid for my college, so I graduated in December. I don't have to pay that back. They paid all that, and so now I actually get to utilize my degree into I don't know what yet, but I'll figure it out.
So what's that feeling like though? Because like I've worked, since I was shit.
Yeah, I've worked since I
fucking
was like
15.
16
Same.
years
15 years
old.
old.
Yeah.
And even before that, if you count like all the mowing of the lawns and all that stuff,
You know,
I mean, I've been working.
making fruity bracelets to sell.
I
You
don't
remember that?
You know?
I don't.
You remember that?
I don't count those.
Drawing pictures so I can buy a Tamagotchi. Like I've been working.
Speaking of which,
my whole life.
Speaking of which, did you see Supreme's coming out with the Supreme Tamagotchi?
Yes, and I was this close to one, and I'm like, you don't need that. You're unemployed.
I'm getting it. Whenever it comes out, I'm getting that bitch.
If you happen to buy 2, that'd be great. I'm not buying one because I'm unemployed. I can't pull myself to buy a red Supreme Tamagotchi. However,
but what's that feeling though? I mean, like waking up that day after, you're like, well, I don't have a job anymore. What did you do? What's the first thing you did whenever you woke up?
I can tell you what he did. He laid in bed and cried. We just talked about that. He was going through grief. Now, after the grief was over,
Yeah.
and it sets in, that's whenever I want to know, like, that day that you wake up after everything, you just like that have that epiphany that I don't work, but what's the big deal?
last week was all ice storm, right?
Yeah,
So it hadn't
yeah.
really kicked in yet. Like my first official non-working day, I want to say was last Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
because I was at home and you brought it up to the guys.
Yeah.
and you had posted it.
Yeah, and I
also.
started doing like TikTok videos and reels about it just to kind of keep myself busy. But I hadn't really felt it, I want to say, until yesterday. Because Danny and I went like on this random trip to go ice fishing up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and came back Sunday night. I woke up refreshed, feeling great Monday, had nothing to do. And the weather last night, or yesterday rather, was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like 60s, almost 70, just beautiful outside. I was so productive. I got so much shit done. I was like, damn, like this is going to be nice. Like on days like this. During the ice storm, it's kind of hard because you're just stuck at home. There's not a whole lot you can do. You know what I mean? Like if I was working, I'd be sitting in front of my computer. If I'm not working, I'm sitting in front of the TV probably because there's not a whole lot I can do outside. But yesterday was awesome. But the feeling mentally of me getting up and feeling like I can do whatever the hell I want when I want to, it's still kind of progressive. Like every day I feel just a little bit more free.
I mean, you can't do anything. You can't just go outside.
He can't. He can go shoot a hooker
I've
if he wants
murdered
to.
4 people.
you can't-
I'm unemployed now. I can do what I want.
You can't take Maui out on the river for a walk and then furiously masturbate while you're going for said
He's
walk.
done it 5 times already, he said. Hey, guess what, AT&T? He was doing it there, too.
Hey, you know what? On that camera, when you were supposed to be recording, he was furiously jacking off.
No, none of this is true. Future employers, none of this is true.
You know what he did? He shot it into a cup and used it as his creamer.
Okay, enough.
Gross.
Jesus Christ. So no, it's been good. I figured out all my finances. Y'all know me. I've got an entire Excel document written up on how I'll be, and I'm going to be good for 6 months. So I'm going to do some traveling and figure some stuff out and take some time, and here in about 3 or 4 months, really start looking for a job. That way, after the 6 months is over, come like July or August, I'll have something hopefully lined up. But I say that to say I already applied for a job yesterday. I'm not expecting to get it, but it was like, it just had me written all over it.
Was it the mayor of New York?
It was the mayor of
It
New
was.
York. How the fuck did you know?
I just felt it.
No, I didn't apply for the mayor.
Yeah.
I don't think that's just an application.
Look, no.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Is it really?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah, New York does things differently. They take applications. You got to go for an interview. You gotta see if you can, supply the gabagool and all that stuff. So
No, but I applied. There was this Southwest Airlines job that opened up, and it was like a customer experience transformation manager, like senior position that they're like, I don't know, something about the Wi-Fi on the planes. I'm like, that's interesting and fun, and you have to have your passport. So I'm like, if there's travel involved, like hell the fuck yeah, like I would like that job. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not really diving into anything serious, but if I was to get that one, I think I'd be pretty excited.
I think you'd make a really great fluffer.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think. I mean, I've hired him before for that.
Yeah, but
he was still employed at that point.
First
but-
off, you didn't pay me.
I know he just did it. He did it for fun.
And I also didn't get benefits, so I need health benefits.
I gave you benefits.
Well,
my
did
friend,
you?
my
He-
friendship, and
He said bend and it fits. Like, he's gonna stick it in.
No, it was rough though for a bit, but like when we talk about like what we were doing, what we had done over the past week or whatever, there was the day that you went to the Times Square for the
Otaku Fest.
yeah. I guess Lance and Jay went too, but
Well, they were there
left,
for like half an hour.
They left early because it was so damn cold.
Yeah.
And so we met up and we went drinking and we had dinner and we went to what was it? The Cidercade.
Yeah.
Dude, that was exactly what I needed. Just like a couple. I haven't really been drinking a lot, but I went pretty hard that night, and we had sandwiches from The place by Sarah's place.
Chiba Hut.
Yeah, Chiba Hut.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. It was such a good night. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
I think they sponsor Forever Reckless and Emo Otaku.
No, they don't.
Chiba Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always fucking there. I mean, might as well.
Yeah, but like that was kind of the pick me up that I needed, and I feel like I've been good ever since. But
Good,
I'm
man.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
On the group chat from Vanya, I got laid off in 2015 and I felt weird. Then I got my unemployment and severance package, and I just did whatever until the benefits ran out and then went back to work.
Hey, that's my plan. Yeah, 100%. I applied for unemployment, which means I got to look for jobs, and I will absolutely look for jobs. I'm going to be particular. Like, I'm not just going to go apply for whatever
Yeah.
you know. But I'm going to start getting unemployment, and then I did get a severance package that should come in about a month or two.
Well, see, I mean, from where you're at, you're lucky to be getting stuff like that because I know, like I've said it in the past with my buddy Jared, who has a tool truck.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to quit my job or like get let go, I'd be back at work the next day. I'd fuck it. I'd get a job at like a fucking Burger King or Brahms. I just can't go on without.
I think
my
I would take a day at least for myself, but I was thinking the same thing, and it's not like anything about like, oh my gosh, my finances or whatever. Fuck it. It can all go to collections. I don't care.
But y'all would get y'all get severance.
I wouldn't.
packages,
No,
right?
not me. No. I'd be fucking just done.
Like not even your vacation. They wouldn't say, all right.
If I have
cashed in."
vacation, then yeah, I'd get my vacation time. But that's still not a whole lot. But the whole time, like whenever you got laid off, I was sitting there just like secondhand
Jerking
anxiety because I'm sitting there thinking about like, what if I was in that position? And I would be like scouring the internet for anything and everything because I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would need a job quick. I just.
Yeah, I'd have to.
But you're saying it financially because you wouldn't have the kind of
that's not
carryover
even-
benefits, right?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have like a kind of a fallback, like a severance plus unemployment. Probably unemployment. I would, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
Would go.
Then you just sell a pair or two shoes a week. You know what I mean? You'd be good to go.
But I've done really good. I haven't bought shoes in a long time.
Congrats, man.
I just bought some shoes,
So I've been doing pretty great. The last pair I bought were for Tammy, and she doesn't wear them. She doesn't fucking wear them.
I finally pulled the trigger on those pair of St.
Oh,
Germains.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you little
I finally pulled the trigger on them.
good man.
I've been
Nice.
wanting them for so long, and I was just like, you know what?
That's good.
just gonna do it.
I got some extra cash burning in my pocket. I think.
Hey, no.
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 Fuck,
No.
man.
No.
All right.
Hold on.
So,
Please.
what else did you have going on though? Because you said you took all this on, but like you literally just did something that was pretty amazing, right? Did we get into that? Did you actually say about Did you catch anything while you were gone?
Are you talking about
Did you
the
put your dick-
venereal disease?
Yeah. Did
What?
you put your dick in that ice hole?
No. Oh, yeah. So we went. I did mention it. We went.
Wait, what?
No.
Danny and I.
Yeah, you mentioned going on this trip, but like,
Okay.
I want a little more details.
Okay,
man.
I got you. So yeah, it was like a really cheap trip, flight up to Chicago. So we flew up to Chicago, drove up to Green Bay, stayed there for the night, got up and did about 7 hours of ice fishing. Unfortunately, we caught 0 fish. It was just like a dead fish day.
So let me ask you this:
There's like 100 shacks out there, and no one was catching shit.
now, some people might actually get this reference, but did you get some new hand lotion that smelled like sawdust by chance and rub that on your hands?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's a home improvement reference.
okay.
So Tim and Al go and Tim puts hand lotion on his hands and ends up scaring off the fish because they can smell it.
Oh.
I don't know
No.
how true that is, but I feel like
No. The fish can't smell.
Yeah.
They're 20 feet underneath me, and there's a foot of ice.
you might have
between-
been better. Well, you wouldn't have reached it, but if you used your own worm, catch the
Whoa.
fish, but a
So
foot of
here's the
ice
thing.
it might be an issue.
I can hang out and fish and just watch the tip of my rod bounce and see what happens, you know. But you've got to like be constantly moving. You're jigging like the lure constantly, and so we're sitting there for 7 hours. Just it was kind of relentless. I was glad when it was over, but it was fun. Then we were in Green Bay, so we went to Lambeau Field, which is really neat. Did a little tour.
That's one. So I'm not like a huge go to all these sporting events and things like that, right?
Right.
But Lambeau Field is a place that I've always wanted to go and actually visit.
It was really freaking cool. He took us on we did like the 1 hour tour. It was only like $25 a person or something like that. He gave us all the history. We got to go down on the field.
Did you spit on it?
No, we got to hang out in the biggest press box that they've got. I don't know. And it was really fun. It was nice. I don't know. Like, yeah, I might not like Green Bay Packers, but the idea, it's like going to Fenway. You know what I mean? Like, or Wrigley Field. It's like just history.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
gotta
really neat.
do it.
You got to spit on that field. Puh.
I don't know, man.
Actually, I did. Not intentionally. Now that I think about it, I did spit on that field.
The one thing that
But not in like.
the one thing I
anger.
respect about Green Bay though is that it's the people's team. Like
It is, yeah.
It's not owned
It's not
by.
it's not a publicly owned. It's private. Or it's
not
it's not
privately.
private.
It's public.
It's public. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really, really, really cool.
That'd be awesome to buy a share of the Packers and have business cards made, and then says co-owner of the Packers or something like that.
You can get on a list to become a potential like shareholder,
Yeah.
but like the list is something that
long
apparently
and distinguished.
it like gets passed down generations because it'll probably not happen in your lifetime.
Same goes for season tickets.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, but it would be really neat to, even if you're paying out the ass, to go up there and watch like Cowboys play, at that stadium. But yeah, it was pretty neat. And then we drove to Milwaukee. And we just drank. We had a great night. We ate food. There was this place called the Safe House where you have to have a password. And if you don't have a password, it's a speakeasy, kind of like Thompson's downtown. However,
You got to show them your wiener so they know you're not a cop.
no,
That's actually the thing.
no. So you walk in and there's like this old lady in there, and she's like acting like she's a different business. And then she's like, "Do you know the passcode to get in?" And if you do, cool, you go. And if you don't, she makes you do like a little dance or something embarrassing. But what they don't tell you is you're on camera. And there's like 10 TVs throughout the bar. And so anytime anyone's doing a dance, everyone at the bar is watching them. And so when you finally make it through the moving bookcase and around the hall, you come into the bar and everyone's like clapping for you. And you realize, oh, shit.
Did you have to do a
they
dance?
watched- No, I knew the password. I remembered it from 12 years ago whenever Jesus and I went to that.
They don't change the password?
No.
Was
It's
it
the same
New
one.
England clam chowder?
It is not. It is not. But no, we went right in.
Was it the red or the white?
The white.
It was fun. It was a good
What a
time.
classic movie.
It was a
Yeah.
nice little weekend getaway. It wasn't very expensive. Flight was basically free. I used points. The car was like $150 for the whole weekend. I think our hotels were $100 a night. Like we did it super, super on the cheap, and it was a good getaway.
Okay. Cheers, buddy.
I think I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that though. So
Yeah.
you have money burning in your pocket. Let's go on a little weekend trip. You don't need new shoes. Let's go somewhere.
If I have a weekend, it's gonna be
okay,
with-
here we
Hey,
go.
gonna be
Here
with
we
Tammy.
go.
All right, so do
You
we have
blame Tammy. Blame Tammy for everything.
No, I'm not blaming
Wait,
Tammy.
Blame her
You're the
for
problem.
my happiness.
You're the problem.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
Jesus. All right, guys. Look. I didn't think I'd have to be the voice of reason here.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
No one ever does.
Good Lord. Do we have any group updates?
We don't.
Good. That makes me feel good.
Hey, we do have the Visit Fort Worth
We do.
social next Friday. Tickets are sold out, so if you have your tickets, we will see you there. We're going to have an event going on at the same time before the show starts. So
Come and see us
come and see us if you're
at the
going to be over
Convention
there.
Center, downtown Fort Worth, February 17th. I think it starts at 7:30 a.m. If you got tickets, we'll see you there.
And also, if you are free that day, your boys are going to be out and about in the city.
Oh, we're going to be out all
We're going to
day.
be doing crazy shit. We're going to be drinking 40s and riding go-karts, and it's going to be a fucking ball.
Riding go-karts while drinking 40s through the city.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. And next week, we're going to have Robin on for a very special Valentine's
Galentine's
Day
Day.
episode, and we'll also talk
The-
more about the event.
The mayor gave us a pass. She said it's okay.
The mayor said,
Allegedly.
"Do what you want. It's purge day for y'all. One murder apiece.
What are you talking
We get
about?
one free murder.
After the big shindig at the Visit Fort Worth thing.
We get to murder people?
Oh, she said it's a.
But she said we have to use shells, bananas, and whatever else you have in Mario Kart.
Okay. All right. What, didn't you have the Shaq thing we got to do?
All right, so we're gonna do a different Shaq thing off air. I'm just gonna do this real quick here
Okay,
because
all
I don't
right.
want to do the day 6 thing,
Okay,
all that.
that's
I'm
fine.
just
I mean,
like
you can.
I don't want to do that on this part right now.
Should, but whatever.
I
Okay,
just
fine,
don't
just
want
do
to.
it.
I just don't want to. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, Shaq. I feel like you're my friend. Grown up watching you, know a lot about you. Would love to have you on the show. So we've got a Funko Pop of you up here. I'll promise you this though: if you come on the show, we're not going to make you go in this tiny ass studio. Although it'd be really cool for you to show up at Javier's house, I feel like you'd be more comfortable in a legitimate studio.
We'll go to a real studio.
Yep. Paul at Nexum, we haven't told you this yet, but we're going to come to your studio.
Somebody's going to be coming.
And we're going to use that whenever we do get Shaq. We've actually had a lot of people reaching out to us like, hey, I know somebody that knows Shaq. I know somebody. It's weird.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Out of the woodworks,
there's just like a
connections.
couple degrees separation. So I think this is a viable thing that it may happen. So Shaq, we'd love to have you on the Funky Panther. But look for a post coming up here pretty soon for day 6. Okay, so just wait for it.
Day 6.
And if you follow us on social media at the Funky Panther, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, whatever, tag Shaq anytime that Tim is doing these videos, please. It'd really help us out. Trying to get the word out, trying to get Shaquille O'Neal here on the Funky Panther.
Just annoy the shit out of him.
Yeah, just tag.
Annoy him.
That's how you get anything in life, is by just annoying the shit out of him. And like I said in day 5 of asking Shaq to come on the Funky Panther, I said that it could be day 20, 100, 400. I don't care.
You're relentless.
I have all the time in the world.
That's right.
I want him on the show.
I feel like I need it because Chad did something about you were doing your fun employment
fun employment
series, and I feel like I need to do something. So, Mia Khalifa, if you're watching, come to the Funky Panther.
We know you are.
We can talk about sports and only sports, and also like what you're doing in your life now that things are settled down.
that things are better.
But come on the Funky Panther, Mia Khalifa. Just come on.
Nope. You lost her on that one. You lost her on that one. All right.
It'll be fun. In the group chat, this is the first time I had a chance to watch the live. This is cool. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate
thanks
it.
for
And also
joining
thanks for the follow, man. We appreciate you, and we got to have you on.
We got a lot of people in the
Absolutely.
chat. Appreciate y'all hanging out.
Chase the Dice, what up, man? What's going on? How you doing? Andrew's on the chat. Hey, I just love all Funky Panther. Yep, all that jazz. But thanks for coming on, and Shaq, come on, man, be a cool guy.
This episode is essentially inspired by Andrew because he's the one that told me about OpenAI and ChatGPT to begin with.
This episode sponsored by Andrew. Andrew, where AI comes together.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is actually a good segue into our brief segment because Javier doesn't like to do the full thing anymore because he's got his own ball bag podcast.
It's gonna be
all right,
a bit,
And now, Action Sports with Javier.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Tim. So a record might be broken tonight. LeBron James tonight, when you hear this, it might have already happened.
Yep.
Will be going for the NBA top scorer.
Of all time.
Kareem is top dog right now. He only has about 32 points left, I think.
You're talking about all-time points scored.
All-time points leader.
And how long? So Kareem's been holding that for quite some time now.
I think it was like 30 years almost, because he still played into the 90s.
Right.
But yeah,
That's impressive.
I think in like maybe 300 or 400 less games than Kareem did it. So I know there's a big
Wait a second. You said 300 to 400 less games?
in that many less games, lesser.
All right,
games.
say what you will about LeBron James. A lot of people don't like him, but that dude,
It's impressive.
that is very impressive.
You just got to be real, recognized as real. Michael Jordan said it best when somebody asked him if he was the best player in the world. He's like, man, it's all based on like the era of basketball,
100%.
And so for me, I feel like, of course, this is the LeBron era of basketball. He has maybe about I want to say 4 years left, because he started playing so young. And I think with how medicine is now, he will get a chance to play with his kids. But yeah, that'd be awesome for him to break the record, man. It's well deserved. He's been playing balls out his entire career.
I know that there's a ton of press at the game tonight. Like they've got more press than I think the playoff games generally have.
Yeah.
Because it's such a obviously it's a big deal.
Yeah.
He flew in like his entire like family and stuff out
And
there.
like some of his old teammates.
Yeah.
What if
some
he gets
friends.
shut down, though? What if he gets
Dude,
shut down?
I guarantee you they're not even going to let him, like, they're not. They're going to pass him the ball the entire game.
Yeah.
The other
let him,
team's going to be like, you know what, take it. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be a part of the game that was a part of history.
It's like how Mike Bassick, who like is on 105.3 The Fan, he's the one that threw that pitch to Barry Bonds to break that record, and so now he's like known forever as the guy who led Barry. And people were always wondering, and I saw it live at a Hooters. I was thinking at the time, I'm like, did he just do that so that way he can be
easy
mentioned?
throw? Yeah.
He always says that he's the last person to touch the ball before it was like, dealt with through the fans, and also, the guy who bought it put a big asterisk on it, and it's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But
I would love to get that the basketball that LeBron does that, but he's going to keep that.
He's going to keep that. But more power to him, man. Congrats, LeBron. It's well deserved. You've had an historic career, and I mean, you got a long ways to go. In other sports news here locally, the Dallas Mavericks have traded for Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie, of course, requested a trade last week, and of course, there was a huge sweepstakes of who was going to get him. It was mentioned that he did want to go to L.A. with LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron wanted him too.
But the owner wanted to spite Kyrie and said he did not care what he got for Kyrie. He just didn't want him to go with L.A.
So
really?
Who got him?
Dallas.
Us.
Okay.
dude.
Oh no. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So we gave up draft picks Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, which I wish we would have kind of given other people up. I mean, Hardaway hadn't really been doing shit. I think this is just all around a good move for us because it relieves some stress off of Luka. If you look at the stat sheets for the past couple of games, you'll see like his stats are like 30, 40, 45 points a night. And like people like starting or on the bench are like barely breaking double digits.
Yeah.
So he needs the help. We need this. We actually need one more move to go through, which rumor has it Christian Wood and Hardaway might be going to Phoenix for DeAndre Ayton
Oh shit.
and the other guy who was with us before, but now he's with Phoenix. But that'd be fun. I mean, that'd be great. I think we need this in order to be better contenders. Last year was a really good shot and a good chance, but unfortunately we went through a Warriors team that was dominant in every aspect of the game. So definitely would love more help for Luka, and let's just hope the deadline, the trade deadline ends Thursday, so we'll see what happens. More news. Super Bowl is happening this Sunday with the Chiefs going against the Eagles. It is the first time that brothers are going against each other. Travis and Jason Kels are playing, of course, one place for the Eagles. Both brothers are cool. It's really weird because, I hate the Eagles, but Jalen Hurts is such an amazing quarterback. And Jason Kelsey is just a great human being.
Right.
He's like donated his salary for some black charities. The same goes for Travis. He's done so much for the city of Kansas City, and they're just great human beings. But I just fucking hate the Eagles.
So are we even going to watch the Super Bowl? I mean, I saw the script got leaked.
The script did get leaked. It did say
What?
yeah, man.
Yeah,
you-
the NFL script got
There's
leaked.
an NFL script,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like WWE.
yeah,
There's a script.
so we know who's going to win.
yeah. The Eagles are going to win.
Is that what the script said?
Yeah, the script said the Eagles.
Oh.
I think it was like 34-27
to 30
or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the script was out.
You betting on the game or what?
No. I don't believe in the script bullshit.
Me, a gut
it is
fearing
funny
man.
as hell, though. Have
It
y'all
is.
kept up with all the scripting of the NFL?
Yes, it's actually very funny. A lot of people have been posting their takes on the script. There was one, Robert Griffin the third.
RG3?
RG3. He was looking at his script for 2012, and it was the year he played with a fucked up ACL and ended up fucking breaking his leg. He's like me when I looked at the script for 2012, or like people were posting Tom Brady looking at the script of his career, and he's just like sitting back like, okay, yeah, this is really good. So what are funny ones that you've seen so far?
I don't know. I mean, I saw those, but I just think it's bizarre. I think it's funny, and I think it is supposed to be funny. But there's so many people that think it's true, though.
I mean,
like realistically think that it's true.
I mean,
and it's a
people-
joke.
Do you hear
People
about the
were-
mob wanting people to throw games and stuff like that? For
I mean, I
betting?
feel like that could be a little bit true, but like actually scripted the entire NFL, because that's what people are saying is like it's completely scripted. Nah.
I mean, look what happened with the AFC Championship. People were saying that the Bengals were robbed.
Right.
You know? And
Right.
People were like, "Oh yeah, the refs had something to do with it." The funniest one I saw was the one for O.J. Simpson. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to run for 2,000 yards, but I got to murder 2 people." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is fucking horrible."
damn.
That's a
This
good
is
one.
ridiculous.
Full on life script.
That is perfect.
Damn.
I love it.
Some other ones, Plaxico Burress receiving his 2008 NFL script. It's the year he shot himself in the leg in the nightclub. God. The script writers for making the Cowboys choke every year because it's fucking hilarious. It's just shit like that. But I'm not gonna lie, man. It seems plausible. I mean, it happened in the NBA. Tim Donaghy was caught cheating and like shaving points. He was like calling games that he put bets on.
Well, yeah.
And I mean,
but it's happened across, I think, pretty much all sports.
yeah,
Really.
I mean, look
so.
at FIFA. It's fucking corrupt. I'm sure they have a lot of hands in the fire. I mean, it is what it is. But there is somebody posted a picture of a man who posted since 2015, and he's like predicted every Super Bowl correct, and he predicted up until 2026. So for the next ones, he has the Eagles, Bills, Jags, and the Bengals.
Shit.
So that's.
I mean, that's plausible too. I mean, those
Yeah.
are 4 phenomenal teams.
I mean, you got the AFC is going to always be from now on. It's going to be the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's always going to be written in the script. I mean, it's going to be the next crazy rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Peyton and Tom Brady, going at it for all those years, and now you're going to have the same thing with this.
Do you see that Tom Brady? I think he signed like a contract with Fox.
Yes, 10-year, $337 million.
It's more money than he made in his entire career as an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
In 10 years on TV.
Yes, he's going to start.
Shit.
He's not going to start
Sign
next season.
me up.
He's going to start in the 2024 season, and of course, he's going to kind of be like where Romo is right now. But Romo's kind of been slumping off here a little bit lately. That they actually had to intervene.
Why
with
do you
how,
think? What do you mean? Slumping off.
He's just been lazy.
What do you mean lazy? He's not like seeing the future anymore. Is
No,
that what?
no.
Is that what the thing is?
Because they pulled the script from him. They're like, no, all right, no,
we
you
want
don't.
Tom Brady. We're gonna pull the script from you and say screw it.
So that's why he was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna play half-ass.
I didn't mean to hit the button.
Oh.
Sorry.
What button?
Tim's like, let's just end this shit already.
Oh.
All right.
But that's it. That's all I got.
All right. And that was news.
Sports.
Sports ball.
Basketball.
I've been having a hard day.
Sounds like it. I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, my brains is not. Oh, you're making me push buttons.
Oh no.
Oh man. Oh. Okay. Well,
I'm sleepy.
guys, I just got something. I got a message. So I've got a basically a ticker tape that comes through my phone. Breaking news. So I got some breaking news that's happening right now. Let me cue this up.
Okay.
And now, breaking news from the AI world, featuring Tim.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, guys, let me pull this up here. So you.
I thought it was breaking news.
Yeah, so I got it across my phone. Fort Worth, Texas, the normally peaceful streets of downtown Fort Worth have been thrown into chaos today as the hosts of popular podcasts, the Jerry Jonestown Massacre and the Funky Panther podcast, have taken on a strange and unexpected adversary. Sources close to the scene report that philanthropist Mercedes Bass has undergone a shocking transformation, turning into a zombie goat and causing widespread destruction.
Oh my.
In response, Chad, Tim, and Javier of the Funky Panther podcast have joined forces with the host of the Jerry Jonestown Massacre to take on this bizarre creature. Eyewitnesses describe a chaotic scene with the two podcast teams using their wit and musical knowledge to fend off the zombie goat, who has been reported to be attacking innocent bystanders and causing widespread panic.
Wow.
Good.
The situation remains fluid, and authorities are urging residents to avoid the downtown area until the situation has been contained. The motive behind Bass's transformation and attack is still unknown, but this story has become the talk of the town. Stay tuned for further updates on this developing and unusual situation.
You know, it's interesting this is so breaking, seeing as we were mentioned so many times, but are right here in the studio. Very interesting.
Is this like Future Us or something?
Very interesting.
Hey.
Also, Jerry Jonestown Massacre also live at this very moment. Interesting this is breaking news, huh? What the fuck, dude?
The AI tells me. The AI tells me things.
I am God.
So was that AI generated news?
Yeah, that was AI generated news.
Jeez, what did you type in there to generate that particular news segment?
Honestly, I was a little bit drunk. I have no recollection of what I typed in, but hey, that's what we got. So,
Okay. All right. Cool.
all right. But honestly, onward to this guy.
Well, here, real quick, there was one thing I did forget to ask.
And now it's time for news with Tim. Take it away, Tim.
And this is also Javier forgot to ask something. So go ahead, Javier.
So if the Mavs were to win a ring with Kyrie and bounce, this is a question from Joe, former TFTI guy.
Rest in peace.
He's not dead, Chad. If the Mavs win a ring with Kyrie and he bounces after, would you be satisfied?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think that I don't think that Kyrie is the Mavs. You know what I mean? Luka's the Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
If Luka gets a ring, I don't give a shit who we have on the team to help him do so.
Yeah.
If we have Kyrie or someone else, yeah, I'd be satisfied. I wouldn't be satisfied that that's the only ring. I think that if he bounces, we need to have a backup and realize that Luka needs help in order to get more rings and more championships.
If we don't sign him back for another extension, it will give us max money to get like a big dog.
Yeah.
So I think if we do win,
I wouldn't hate that.
If we win a ring, let him go. Let him. He obviously wants to be with the Lakers,
Right.
So let him go. We'll fish another big dog, and that's it.
Agreed.
That's all we need to do.
Agreed.
all right. So that was answered.
Hey.
Anthony Edwards, bro.
Oh God,
Come on.
that'd be
Can you
great.
imagine?
That'd be fun too.
Yeah.
So I've got some unfortunate news. The break right now.
Is there another wallaby out in Central Park?
Zombie goat. No. So
There's a wallaby in Central Park.
Hulk Hogan has no feeling in his legs.
Oh no, brother.
Yeah. So he had back surgery.
Okay, is this real or AI?
No, this is actually true.
Oh,
This is actually true. So there was a recent interview, and Kurt Angle was involved with it. And he was talking about there was a possibility that Hulk was going to make a debut back again with WWE, just as like a cameo, like they do sometimes with some of the older guys. But Kurt Angle explained that Hulk Hogan had another back surgery, and due to that operation, the nerves in his lower body were cut. He now walks with a cane, and the Hulkster cannot feel anything. The good news is that he has no pain at all. The bad news is he's pretty serious. So.
damn, that sucks.
It's unfortunate. That's a childhood memory right there, is watching Hulk Hogan wrestle. Whenever I was a little kid, I remember just the yellow and the red and the bandana, because he was bald underneath there with the long hair. It was just incredible. And to think that our heroes, they're human. So
Yeah, man. It sucks because again, like you, I grew up watching him. He had that little show called Thunder in Paradise. He was like a.
I don't remember Thunder in Paradise, but I remember
tickets to Paradise.
I remember the Hulk Hogan show that had Brooke Hogan and his son.
Oh
and
yeah, the
all that.
reality one.
Yeah.
He was also Thunder Lips on Rocky 3.
So is he Thunder everything?
Yeah,
Like-
he is. He is. Oh
Hell
my God,
yeah,
he
brother.
is. It's really
Hell
sad.
yeah, Thunder.
Sad to hear.
So, in the most Trumpiest thing that Trump could ever do,
Baby hands.
Trump declares himself the winner of his own club championship in the Trumpiest way ever. So his golf course they were having a champion, basically a championship golf tournament.
Yeah, okay.
And he ended up missing the first 2 day So the former president said he played strong around 2 days before the tournament, and decided that would count as his first round score.
Okay.
So he missed like the first round of this tournament, and he's like, "Well, I played good the first two, whatever, and first 2 days before," and he just wrote his score in, thus claiming he is the champion of his own golf.
Who's he
game.
playing against? And was no one upset about this?
Yeah, a lot of people were not, happy, but so members arrived the second day surprised to see Trump with a 5-point lead, according to the Daily.
He's
Mail.
like, I made holes in one, and all the holes.
So this
the
was
holes are pretty, the beautiful holes.
This was the
nobody
senior,
has holes like I have
Never
holes.
seen holes like that.
senior club championship at Trump International Golf Club in unincorporated West Palm Beach. So he gave himself 5-point lead, according to the Daily Mail. Trump never played the first round, and he was attending a funeral in North Carolina of one of his big-time supporters.
Satan.
Yes. Lynette Hardaway, actually. Trump told tournament organizers he played a strong round on the course Thursday, 2 days before the tournament started, and decided that would count as his Saturday score for the club championship.
Nobody has clubs like I do. They're the best clubs, made with the best virgin skin.
That score was 5 points better than any competitor posted during Saturday's first round.
I don't even have anything to say. That's just obnoxious and ridiculous.
Trump called it a great honor to have won on the best courses in the country in Palm Beach County.
His course.
That's in his post on Truth Social.
Wow.
Competed against many fine golfers and was hitting the ball long and straight. He wrote, "The reason that I announced this on Fabulous Truth is that in a very real way it serves as a physical exam, only much tougher. You need strength and stamina to win, and I have strength and stamina. Most others don't. You also need strength and stamina to govern," which is a direct hit towards Biden.
Right,
So,
obviously. Yeah.
Because he's a mummy man.
But like I said, he declared himself winner in the most Trumpiest way, which is fantastic.
That's ridiculous.
What a loser.
All right, so you like going to Canada, right?
I've been there a couple times, yeah.
Let me just tell you, now that you're unemployed,
Yeah.
you should head on up to British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, the BC.
Yeah, they have decriminalized possession of illicit drugs, so you can
Ooh.
just
You can do
go
crystal meth.
just go buck wild, man.
So if I never want to get another job because I'm going to get drug tested, just go to Canada. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, just go to Canada.
Cocaine stays in your system for like 2 or 3 days.
No, actually, it's pretty much 24 hours ish is out of your
Oh,
system.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
48
Thanks,
if you want to be
Tim.
safe. Anyways,
Thanks, Dr. Tim.
all right. So we had North Texas. In case those that are listening didn't know, we had a little Ice-mageddon that happened for a few days here in North Texas, and I love this. So Fort Worth Star-Telegram, hard-hitting news, right? They post a thing that says how to check road conditions in Fort Worth and North Texas during ice storm. Fucking go outside.
Is that what it said?
No, that's what I'm saying. They have this whole story on like how to check your just look out your window. That's all you got to do. Look
Oh, yeah.
outside, look at the ground. Oh, it's got white shit all over it. Probably can't drive on that.
Well, it was just ice. It was just complete ice. I was up in, like I mentioned, in Chicago and up in Wisconsin,
Oh, Chicago.
and it was like 5 degrees.
yeah,
in
but you
Green
could
Bay.
drive on snow.
But there was not even any snow because they've got the infrastructure to take care of the roads.
Right.
But yeah, snow's fine. You could drive all over snow. But the ice that we had that kept refreezing every night last week, not okay.
I'll tell you what, though. Thursday was the worst night because it was the worst night to drive. It was like a small little patch of ice that I was like fishtailing more than I did the rest of the week.
Did you go out and play in it any with your truck? Did you go do donuts anywhere or anything like that?
Yeah. I'm Mexican and I have a truck.
Well, I was going to say child, but yeah, Mexican. Okay.
Did you do anything in your 4Runner with it? Did you go test it out?
I did drive around. I want to say it was Wednesday.
Let's see how this bad boy handles on
Yeah,
this.
it was pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was listening to JJTM, Jerry Jonestown Massacre's podcast, and they were saying that a 4Runner went off a bridge. I was like, holy crap, I hope that wasn't Chad.
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't go across bridges. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Speaking
I'm
of
not a
your
dumb-dumb.
4Runner, I wanted to bring this up. Your vanity plate.
Yeah,
Good Lord, it sounds like do-si-do.
yeah, but it's go see go.
Yeah, I got it. You want to go do a do-si? It just cracked me up. I just
it's a
thought it
go
was
see
like,
go.
Go see go.
Go Chad go.
Yeah, I get it.
It's go see go.
I get it. All right.
I couldn't think of anything else, and I wanted something.
You didn't want to do the burgle anymore?
And this was before I lost my job, and I thought I could afford it. You know what I mean?
didn't want to do it.
You know what? I really want to punch you in the face right now.
Why?
Go see go.
I know it is okay.
That's such a white fucking thing to put.
I'm white.
Oh,
I don't know
go see
what
go. It sounds like do-si-do.
No, I didn't say do
I
si do.
did, I
He
did, because
said
it does.
do-si-do.
It sounds like it.
But it's one of those vanity plates that like you look at it. If I was on the freeway and I saw a 4Runner being a jackass doing all sorts of weird stuff, and then I got it behind it and I saw that vanity plate, I was like, well, that makes fucking sense.
And then you throw a brick right through the window.
But I don't do stupid shit.
I'm just saying that's what the it's just that's what the
Chad,
the vanity plate.
everyone hates your plate. Change it. Change it to
I'm not. I already paid for it. I can't get my money back.
change it to top wiener or something. At least.
No.
On the last bit of news, though, and I swear, this is gonna make a killer.
guys.
This is gonna make a killer movie here. So, mafia killer arrested after living a double life as a pizza chef, even boasting in public about his food under a fake name.
Is it the diners, drive-ins, and dives guy?
Yeah, Guy Fieri.
He's always taking people to Flavortown. Holy shit, that's what it is.
Flavortown like the train station
It's
off
the
of
fucking-
Yellowstone?
yes. Oh my god.
Or like taking the boat out in The Sopranos. Yeah, it's
Oh
the
my
same
god,
thing, yeah.
Flavortown's death.
Yeah.
Death is
He's
Flavortown.
murdering people.
Holy
with
shit.
flavor.
Yeah. Flavor. It's like a 45. That's what he's fucking doing.
Jesus.
All right, so convicted mafia killer who has been on the run for 16 years was arrested.
Found him.
in France. Edgardo Greco had been working as a pizza chef. I tried my best on that one. As a pizza chef using
Gabagoo.
an alias with while authorities were looking for him. He became so comfortable that he even appeared in local media talking about his restaurant food.
Holy shit.
That's gonna make a fucking brilliant movie.
Hell yeah, I would.
I would be trying to get movie rights to that or whatever, trying to sell that. But yeah,
Probably not going to be as good as Cocaine Bear, which, by the way, we've got to plan a day for
yes.
all of us to go watch
Cocaine Bear?
Bear
Oh, yeah.
together. I
100%.
told Danny he's got to come into town.
100%.
We got to make an entire bad movie night out of it.
I want you guys to look at the chat right now and the last two comments.
He spices them to death. Time to die with THYME. Well done. Well done.
Oh,
that's smart.
That's a good pun right
well
there.
done, Javier. Time to die.
Wordplay.
Oh man, I love it.
Okay.
And that was news with me. Thank you.
Thank you, me. That's good, man. I like it. You know what I like more? Pulling hair out of my nose. That was better than that news.
I thought it was decent.
It was decent.
Some of it.
Yeah, it could be better.
Some of it could be better.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. I mean maybe without Tim.
Like if just AI did it.
Yeah, if AI did it, I think it'd be a lot better.
So we found out recently how in-depth AI has gotten, because I don't think that I realized, and maybe you guys have, and this is just me not paying attention to the world around me and the news and whatnot, but artificial intelligence has gotten absolutely ridiculous recently.
Yes.
I mean, obviously AI is Alexa, it's Siri, it's all of these things which you've generally got to tell something, a directive exactly what you need them to do. I want you to play this song, right? But even over the past few years, I've we could be able to tell that Siri's evolved a little bit.
Like chatbot,
Hey,
things
Siri,
like that back in the day.
Play that song that goes boo 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 boo, and she'll she's
Look at
doing
this
it right now.
Hey Siri, go fuck yourself. Oh, she just said I won't respond to that. Okay.
Okay.
Be a bitch.
That's pretty good.
No, but like I feel like the way that we the way we speak to AI is more conversational now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I tell Alexa thank you.
I do. It's weird, right?
It is weird.
I do that. I'll ask Google. Hey Google, you know how I used to do it
Yeah.
back in the day.
But like, have you found yourself like just trying different things with like Siri or Google or whatever?
You can do Harry
just to
Potter
see-
shit on your phone.
just to see if she's going to understand.
Yeah.
And like more recently, they understand. Like
Yeah.
they get it. But my brother Andrew put us on something called OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, a bunch of different things right now. There's also Dolly too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's just dive into one of them. So let's talk about ChatGPT.
Oh man, I've been talking to it. The only thing I don't like about it is it's very like PC.
Yeah, well, it has to be. This is so OpenAI is, or I think it's ChatGPT. OpenAI is something that Elon Musk has gotten into. Like it's. I know that Elon's working on something, Google's working on something, and Microsoft's working on something, and so all of these are kind of coming to fruition. And as one launches it, the others are going to kind of jump forward as well. I know that Google launched theirs, and now Microsoft has something on the books that they're going to have an announcement as well. But ChatGPT, essentially, if you go out right now at chat.openai.com, a lot of times it's so full that you might not be able to get into the server. But if you get on a weird hour or something, you might be able to get in. But you can just straight up have conversations with the AI and ask it to perform simple tasks for you. So for example, if I was writing a 5,000 word essay about the morel mushroom, I can go in and say, hey, I need a comprehensive 5,000 word essay about the morel mushroom and how it is beneficial.
Holy shit! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's gonna make school so much easier.
Exactly. Like college is going to almost be what the fuck for? You
Yeah.
know?
Can they? Can they check that for plagiarism? I mean,
No, I mean
Maybe.
kind of.
I don't
But
know.
I mean, like I've really gone down the wormhole on this, and there's a lot of jobs and a lot of things that potentially will be no longer needed because of this. But yeah, I mean, you could do something like that. We played around with it, obviously trying to put stuff for the episode. Our entire intro of this episode, the outro of the episode, was completely written by AI. We also had the new segment that Tim had right, and all you said was like, make some weird...
Yeah, I gave like some rough prompts. Basically, I was like, I wanted to bring in Jerry Jonestown Massacre, the Funky Panther, award-winning Funky Panther podcast is what I always put in there. And I make sure to put Chad, Tim, and Javier. So it uses our names, and then I said Mercedes Bass turned into a zombie goat, and she's attacking downtown. Breaking news.
And then it just takes whatever you put in there, and it understands, even if it's like basic. If you can put 5 words, 15, 20, whatever you put, and you can say, hey, I need 300 words for this, it'll throw it together for you. So you can do scripts like we did. Like we put in Chad, Javier, and Tim of the Funky Panther want an opening segment for talking about AI on the episode. And it wrote, just off of that, wrote that entire intro with our names involved in everything. You can have it write rap songs or lyrics, and that's just the chat piece. So when you think about like jobs, like I think immediately like customer service.
Oh, you can ask it to do interview questions, which I got a few in case later on Chad needs to brush up on his interviewing skills.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of those downloaded.
Nice.
But you can literally ask it to do like, I need 10 interview, or 10 questions to use in a job interview. Go. Or a job interview for project management. Go.
I think you say Project Mayhem.
And that's a possibility, actually. But yeah, so it's such a weird and fun, but the endless possibilities, and then the robots take over, and
yeah. So we'll get into that.
So I don't know if y'all have seen this on Instagram or like Reddit or Twitter. There's one that's like, hey, you want to have a conversation and like sext chat, like open whatever. And they're like, no way. And then the other text is like, but we also send you dirty pictures of the chat person. Like, what? They're putting like AI formulated images of women.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That are not real.
I haven't gotten on this.
Sure
I
you
just
haven't.
see the ads.
Sure you have.
The ads are everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking stupid.
oh yeah, I have seen it on TikTok.
Right?
That's likely the future, though.
It
Let's be
is.
real. I mean,
Man, I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know about fucking no robots, but I tell you what, if one looks like Chad, I'm definitely going to take it to dinner.
Heyo. No, but like you think about just writing essays and writing lyrics and having full conversations. That's one thing, right? That's like this constant learning, like it's doing in the background and trying to figure things out. That's strange and crazy how advanced it's gotten. But then we've got like Wonder AI and Dolly and Dolly 2 that create images that you can just put anything in there and it's going to create an AI generated image. Just like our TikTok. Remember that whole like anime generated images that we did?
Where we were trying to make boobs?
We were trying to make boobs.
In case you're
with our
wondering, we were
fists,
trying to make boobs.
and it wouldn't
Hey
work.
guys, look at them boobs. Look at them
wouldn't work.
cartoon ditties.
But yeah, there's like all these different, image generation for AI. What's next? Video's next.
Well, they've already done some like deep fake stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, like the Obama deep fakes.
Yeah, they
or,
also
like,
had
Tom Cruise.
They had one with the
See, that's
oh,
different.
Man, what
though,
was his name?
because
Bill Header or no, I can't remember his name. Anyways, he's a celebrity, and then they made him. He does an impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they literally morphed his face to be
Bill Hader.
Arnold. Yeah, there you go. And then changed his voice, and you're just like, holy fuck, it's the weirdest thing.
Well, he did like a Al Pacino impression, and they imposed Pacino's face on him while he was doing the interview. So it's crazy. But like the Tom Cruise thing he's talking about, but that's different because it's a guy who's talking, sounds like Tom Cruise, but they'll just superimpose the face, and it looks spot on.
Well,
But even that is
exactly.
AI, though. You got to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that
Well, you kind of got to formulate points. Like, you're right. It'll probably pick up like facial.
Well, Elon's
right.
pushing out this whole voice changing thing too. Like,
Yeah, it's on TikTok. You
yeah.
see, you do it with your Shaq videos.
Yeah, I
here
do.
lately.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be crazy because I feel like the next steps are going to be, and I know this kind of exists, but it's not as public as like maybe, the Chat GPT or the Dolly to do the images. But people are already creating like media, like straight up songs. Like I would like a funky beat with a melody and some chorus behind it, like that kind of thing, and it'll generate a full ass song or beat for you to rap over just by adding some like text.
And we actually did that.
We did lyrics.
No. I put in I want this beat, and it made a beat for me.
Did it really?
I have the beat.
No, you don't. Shut the fuck
I
up.
have the beat. Do you wanna
Are we gonna do the rap song?
You wanna
thing?
debut this? You wanna debut this?
Okay, so first off, I have not read through this since last week, and so this rap is not really going to be a rap.
It's more of a spoken word over music.
Me talking over music, but we asked OpenAI ChatGPT to create a rhyming rap song about the Funky Panther, including Chad, Tim, and Javier. And I think that was it. And it wrote a whole ass song. And granted, it's not going to be great. It's, whatever.
I'm just going to throw out a cringe warning right now. Cringe warning happening here soon, so get ready to cringe.
Yeah. Wait, did you? So whenever I asked OpenAI or ChatGPT, I said, hey, what type of music should accompany this? It said, this rap song would be hip hop or rap with a funky and upbeat beat. The rhythm could include elements of funk, jazz, and soul to emphasize the funky aspect of the Funky Panther podcast. Again, this is me talking to AI. This is what it generated back.
Yeah, I had to find something for that.
The instrumental could feature a heavy bass line, horns, keyboards, create a fun and energetic sound that complements the comedic nature of the rap. The overall musical style should be energetic, playful, and energetic to match the humorous and lighthearted tone of the Funky Panther podcast.
And look, we have musicians, we have rappers that listen and watch and come on the show, and
So don't judge me.
And I'm just going to say, this is going to be the last time. We're not going to have any more. We're not going to have any rappers. We're not going to have, JOE.
yeah,
or
whatever, it's fine. We've got J-Boy coming on. It's gonna be great.
No, we can actually have segments where we generate AI and they have to rap over it.
that would not
That would be fun as
That'd
hell.
be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
All right. Listen up, y'all. I've got a story to share. About three guys, Tim, Chad, and Javier. They're in Fort Worth with a show that's unique, bringing you the funky, making your week. Funky Panther, listen to the vibe with Tim, Chad, and Javier. It's no lie. In Fort Worth, they're bringing the heart. With the Funky Panther, you can't be beat. I said that wrong. Fuck!
Boo! Boo! Boo this
All right,
man!
all right.
Boo this
Let's try it
man.
again.
Boo!
Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
That's
all right?
that is a pretty nice beat. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I've heard it. That's
Yeah, me too.
All right.
yeah. Well, y'all haven't rehearsed, right?
No. All right.
Take two.
Listen up, y'all. I've got a story to share about three guys, Tim, Chad, and Javier. They're in Fort Worth with a show that's unique, bringing you the funky, making your week. Funky Panther, listen to the vibe with Tim, Chad, and Javier. It's no lie. In Fort Worth, they're bringing the heat. With Funky Panther, it just can't be beat. Chad's got the jokes, Tim's got the flow, and Javier's got the humor that you need to know. Together, they're unstoppable. The chemistry's real. Funky Panther, the show you need to feel. Funky Panther, listen to the vibe with Tim, Chad, and Javier. It's no lie. In Fort Worth, they bring in the heat with the Funky Panther. You just can't be beat. They bring you the weird, the wild, and the funky. From aliens to conspiracies, they've just got it all. So if you're looking for a laugh, tune in to their show. Funky Panther, it's where you need to go. Funky Panther, listen to the vibe. With Tim, Chad, and Javier, it's no lie. In Fort Worth, they're bringing the heat. With Funky Panther, you just can't be beat. That's it. Funky Panther, yeah, that's the name. Listen to these guys. They're playing the game. They'll keep you entertained. That's no joke. Funky Panther in Fort Worth, bitch, you're broke.
Hey, coming in from the chat.
Hey, bitch.
That sounds like something from the streets. Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. I know it's extremely, like you said, it's extremely PG or G. It's just like everything that you type in there. But you've got to understand, there's likely going to be all sorts of lawsuits if they kind of go off the charts with this. I remember Microsoft started a AI, I think her name was Tay, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Is it Butte?
I remember chatbot and AIM.
No.
That was like an AI. You could have full-on conversations with it.
So it was Tay, Tay, and it was like this woman's voice, and you could like, I don't know, chat with it or whatever. But people were able to. It wasn't getting hacked or anything, but like pretty quickly, it was like cussing back to people. So they like took it off. Like
Oh, it's like
Oh, I remember.
it was like cussing people
It's
out.
becoming
and saying crazy
self-aware.
shit. Yeah, they're like, yeah, take this off, take this off.
It's like Furbies whenever they were like, people figured out you
Well,
can make them say curse words.
there's that movie with Joaquin Phoenix, Her.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
It's about he falls in love with his virtual assistant, essentially.
And he
Siri.
has sex with her too, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I think so. But
I put
like
a whole
weird,
list of movies on here. I don't know if you saw that or not. We got a list that you can pull up here in a little bit that has some of the top movies that we've got with AI, and that one's on there. But yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on AI? And
It freaks me out, man. Like, it really does. There's some aspects I think it's very useful, but the idea of like artificial intelligence, it's actually supposed to be learning, and we know how that goes. I mean, there's tons of movies that prove that that might not be the best route.
well, and that's kind of what this open source is right now. Is like what we're doing, what we're typing. It's learning from our kind of like, what we're asking and what's out there. I know that Jordan from Forever Reckless was talking about this job that from the
Look at
chat.
that
For the chat, that's fire emoji on a big bag of full poop emoji on my
Yeah,
porch.
so he said that's fire, but basically a flaming bag
Dog
of
shit.
shit. Yeah, thanks, Hervey. Appreciate you. But yeah, so Jordan was talking about there's like a contractor type job where you can get paid like $15 an hour to go through different AI and like ask it questions and it responds and you tell if it's right or wrong, and kind of like it learning from our actions, because that's something that AI can't really do yet, is understand the things that we know.
Oh, kind of like whenever you like use Siri for the first time, it has you like ask it questions, so that way you can recognize your voice, so that way nobody else can use it.
Yeah, so that recognizes your voice, but still, AI only knows what it sees online.
I'm looking at the group chat. Chrissy put maybe that's how that 9-year-old graduated high school, which is funny. But now I'm thinking, I mean, that's
Could be.
You don't know. You really don't. I mean, now it's like kind of like you were saying. Well, now you can have it write your paper for you, and what's going to stop teachers from stopping that? I mean, it would have been cool for us,
Right. So what's something creative you can think of?
Writing my college papers.
No, something creative. Be creative. Like, think about the possibilities with AI. Like, what do you see happening in the future?
People were selling those AI generated pictures for like thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and that's one thing.
Guys, hang on real quick. Oh, hang on. My music's going through the computer. I got to switch over. Sorry.
Oh, God. Amateur hour over here at the Funky Panther
Well,
podcast.
I'm having to switch between things. Okay, here we go.
podcast.
This just came in. We have more AI-generated news that just happened earlier today. Fort Worth, Texas. Chaos erupted in downtown Fort Worth today as a goat chased local business owner, Mercedes Bass,
Another
outside of
goat?
Sundance Square. I think this it must have been a zombie goat that bit Mercedes.
Okay.
Eyewitnesses Chad Butler and Javier Hernandez watched in disbelief as the goat chased Bass down the busy street.
Did we?
As the goat continued its pursuit, the onlookers realized that this was no ordinary goat. The goat was in fact Tim Statham, who had attached fake horns to his head in a bizarre stunt. We couldn't believe what we were seeing, said Javier Hernandez. Tim is always up to something, but this was a new level of crazy. The Fort Worth Police Department was called to the scene, and Tim was quickly apprehended. However, his antics had already caused a stir on social media, with people sharing videos and photos of the goat chase. Bass, who was shaken but not injured, was amazed by the unexpected encounter. I never thought I'd be chased by a goat in downtown Fort Worth, she said, but I guess anything is possible because of the internet. Tim, who was unapologetic about his action, said he only wanted to bring a smile to people's faces. I love making people laugh, and I thought this would be a fun way to do it, he said. The incident has become a viral sensation on social media, with many people sharing their own encounters with the goat of Fort Worth. It remains unclear what will become of Tim, but it's safe to say that he has made a lasting impression on the city and his residents.
And he'll go down in hell. Straight to hell.
Well, now we know how Mercedes turned into a goat zombie.
Why are both of your segments with news about goats?
Man, I don't know. I just decided to put goat in.
You were drunk. You mentioned that, I think.
Might have been a little bit.
Okay, so let's go back to the question. What are some creative things that you can see happening with AI in the future?
Write original scripts, you know.
Like anybody could.
Well, yeah, it takes the whole screenplay, right? I mean, we wrote some scripts,
Yeah.
and just messing around with it that we're gonna
Basic
yeah.
as shit, but yeah.
It's that whole idea of like we made a bot watch 1,000 hours of whatever. Eventually, that's gonna be real. Like you're gonna be able to make this AI listen to and watch 1,000 hours of The Office,
Yeah.
and then like I want 10 seasons additional to The Office, and here it is. Original movie scripts, like you said, original music, coming up with a lot of your beat productions done through MIDI and all that stuff, and not actually having to use a physical instrument. Yeah, it's gonna be able to produce all sorts of stuff. I mean,
On the group chat, Chrissy says, curing diseases. I mean, I don't know.
it might, man. It might. You put in enough information, and it finally is like, oh yeah, this y'all missed this. All it needs is a little bit more penicillin, and this is going to fix AIDS or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the creative aspect is going to be really cool because it's going to open a lot of doors for people that don't have maybe access to instruments or stuff. But it also takes out the actual creativity from like our own minds from things.
Coming in from the chat, Christy says, I've already watched 1,000 hours of The Office, so she is actually writing fan fiction, is I think what she's trying to tell us.
Guess what? Dwight and Pam are having a baby.
What?
I was thinking about like how it's constantly learning, right? Like it's learning.
God, please, no.
It's pulling data that we already have out there. It's scouring the internet constantly. It's using our searches and what we're thinking, kind of trying to figure out what's in our heads. But like, can you imagine like this chain reaction? Like the way I think about it is like I think about a Goosebump book, the ones where you said like I want to skip to page 5 to continue with this story.
Oh yeah.
And
The choose your own adventure.
Choose
Yeah.
your own adventure, yeah.
I feel like this has a whole lot of opportunity for like choose your own adventure type movies or video games or stories.
Like that Netflix one, Bandersnatch.
All right, so now
But like those, like think about that though. Those are pre-recorded. You can only go X amount of different ways.
Oh, I get it. So
Right?
like it'll make its own. Like,
Yeah, it's creating it
Huh.
as you go.
But now you
so
take-
like everyone's experience is different.
you
Yeah.
take that whole thing,
yeah.
and have you seen what, like, was it Boston Robotics where they make those fucking crazy-ass robot dogs? And
yeah.
you combine that with the AI, and what do you have? You have a killer robot.
You have Terminator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skynet.
Those things can
It's
like
real.
do flips now, and they can bounce. Like they can do
I know.
parkour.
But have you seen those videos where people have like done like the After Effects and added guns to them and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and they like that freaks me the fuck out because those robots are actually doing that stuff. But then
So before we talk about what we're worried about, what is something else? Any other creative things that y'all can think of?
Man, loneliness. I think it can help, like
Wait,
with
wait.
elderly. The elderly.
did you say baloney-ness?
baloney-ness?
Oh, baloney-ness.
Yep. Yeah, it's where you get more balonies, and the AI makes baloney.
Nice.
You piece of shit. No, I think it can help with the elderly and loneliness because at nursing homes you get. It's really sad in there if you've ever been in one.
That's actually true.
You can really have something where they can speak to the elderly. That way they're talking to somebody, and like maybe you can even program the AI to kind of like help them stimulate their mind, and because it's one thing you kind of get like brain rot. It's not brain rot.
Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. But I think it would be a great help for them because they're never going to be alone, and then it'll like help them, their mind just keep thinking, because I think that their mind degenerates after a while, and especially if your loved ones don't visit you. So I think in the future it'd be a great help.
I mean, I like where your mind's going there because, like, you're exactly right. Like that could help, and it could be almost like kids' games where it like helps them with math and stuff.
Yes,
but like
cognitive.
cognitive type video games, things like that.
Yeah, but
it's like just cognitive type conversations.
But what if your AI starts sounding like this?
buddy.
okay, Tim, that's enough.
I'm just saying,
But take it a step further. Like once we're inputting certain things into AI currently and getting some kind of action out of it or output from it. But what happens when AI can understand a little bit better? Can you imagine having like those Google glasses that never fucking came out? And I was blind. Say
No,
I'm
they
blind.
did come out.
Well, not really. They're not effective. But what if I had some kind of Google glasses and I was blind and it was able to tell me what it's seeing? You know what I mean? Like think about AI and understanding location-wise where you are, like what you're kind of looking at, because AI can figure that kind of stuff out at this point.
Well, they've got that shit. You have VR, right?
Yeah.
Does it have the cameras externally on there?
Yeah.
So you can download augmented reality, and it doesn't help with the blindness aspect, but the fact that you can map out your house, and then they have a game where you can defend your own house in virtual reality. It's such a weird thing, and it's augmented reality.
There's
Right.
a place on 7th Street where you can actually.
But what I'm getting at is like you map out this place like you're talking about with the Google glasses or like with your VR headset, and it recognizes like that's a table.
Mm-hmm.
That's your chair or whatever. And I get where you're saying like it might like call out different items or
And
objects
help
and stuff like
people
that.
get around better.
But what I also see it as is like
Or vice versa.
I don't know, like an
See-
invasion of privacy a little bit.
Or with people that are hard of hearing rather than hard of seeing or blind, what if I had some kind of augmented reality to where instead of
Closed
that,
captioning.
yeah, closed captioning on life, you know what I mean? Like when you bring up like the old people, now I'm thinking of all these like kind of like medical and accessibility type advancements we could have with AI, and like really the possibilities. And these things are not, we can't possibly be that far off. Seeing how far in advance it has gotten from just using this open source software now, we're like probably 3 or 4 years away from that shit. We've got to be.
Well, they already have like video description for movies, like for the blind. That'll like describe it while you're watching the movie. It'll
Right.
describe it like a.
That's got to be annoying as shit if you are sitting next to somebody and they're playing that.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to give them another venue, another outlet. I mean, it's kind of like it's needed. And
You would need they would need to be wearing headphones, I think, and let it describe. I think that would be.
I think that's what you have to
they?
do.
Okay.
I think you have to. They'll give you like a little headset or something. Some places.
Could you imagine though? You go to like a movie theater, and one person. There's like one person that's blind, and they select that theater, and it's just like, okay, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have somebody here that's just gonna talk really loud and describe every scene
Yeah.
while you're sitting there. Yeah.
He's having sex with her. No, it's
But if
it's,
you had it
it's-
on like an AirPod or something
Yeah,
like
that
that.
wouldn't be so bad.
It's Jarvis. It's basically Jarvis,
Right.
from Iron Man.
Well, it's crazy though, because like I was having this conversation with Danny not too long ago, and we had the same conversation again while we were on this trip this past weekend. But we were talking about how technology has not really, in my mind, there's not been a whole lot of advancements in the past 15 years. In my mind, we had the iPhone that was revolutionary. We have Tesla or electric vehicles. That's pretty revolutionary. Self-driving vehicles, VR. But realistically, like our phones have not advanced that much in 15 years.
No.
They've just gotten better,
But-
but they're not different. They're not like this huge deal.
There's so much shit coming out on like the electric vehicles now that we were fed all this like electric vehicles are the way of the future. Electric vehicles are the way of the future, and I believe they are to an extent. But then they're having all these battery issues and everything. We're just not there yet. Like we're not as advanced as we're getting. We're just not there yet. And I look at the
Again,
vehicles.
you're generalizing,
But no,
because there are not that many issues. I actually saw quite a few electric vehicles up north because you were talking about it getting cold.
they so
and there was a lot up there.
Right, and I believe there are a lot up there, but they also have garages that they probably keep them in, and it
Right.
helps the battery. But what I'm getting at is the batteries and stuff like that are not really there. There's there's accounts where once the battery's gone, your whole car is total because it's like $20,000 to replace a battery. So that technology is not there, even though it seems like it is there, right? And so I feel like the whole AI stuff, it seems like it's there, but I think we're quite much. I don't think 3 years. I'm thinking like we're a good distance away still.
See, I feel like this is like a I don't know, like a pretty hard bell curve where we're on the edge of it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we have worked so hard to get where we're at now. You look at how far Siri's come. Like we've been kind of dealing with bullshit for 10 years, and now it feels real. So the next iteration has got to be so much closer what like we would expect it to be. I feel like we're way closer than you think.
Now, if we were talking about like satellite internet, I think that has come a long way. I mean, with Starlink.
Who gives a shit about
No, but
satellite
I'm saying
internet?
now you've got people.
I'm trying to watch Big Titty Porn. I needed to go faster.
You got people now in the middle of nowhere, or being able to be remote and have high speed internet, which is something that back in the day, if you lived out in the middle of nowhere, you couldn't get internet other than maybe dial up, or you got satellite, and satellite was not much better than dial up, but it also costs like 10 times more than dial up. But now you've got, I mean, all of a sudden we've got Starlink up in the air or up in the sky, and you got people who are streaming at 100 megabytes a second, which is amazing. I think that's a big jump in technology.
Look, we've got drones that are doing really, really well. We've got self-driving cars that are also kind of on the precipice there. We've got AI that I think we're getting really damn close. Internet is all over the world and is almost readily available to everyone.
It's actually now a universal right.
But now you get, you get the AI with a self-driving car.
Yeah.
It becomes self-aware
Well, listen,
and
hold
starts
on.
taking you. You get in the car. It takes you to wherever you're supposed to go. Right? It's like, oh, you're going to work now, but maybe you have a day off and you want to go somewhere else. And it's like, no, you go to work now.
Real quick on the group chat, Tim talking
No,
like he's getting
you go
paid
to
by
work
Big
now.
Oil. He's like a lobbyist for anti-AI.
All right, if you let me finish my fucking thought for a second, we'll get into the next piece. But Danny was also talking about from a power perspective, because you had mentioned the battery thing. They have just figured out how to create some kind of energy source that basically kind of doubles. Like it releases more energy than it takes to create.
Yeah, it's called nuclear energy, man.
No, it's not nuclear.
It's
no.
fusion. It's nuclear fusion.
It's not nuclear. It's something completely different.
It's atomic. It's atomic. Like atom. Like
Which is nuclear.
It's not
so
nuclear.
so that isn't going to be the way they're putting it out is that it's going to here in 5 years it's going to change everything.
Look, it's
This
coming
is
in from
gonna-
the chat. Hervey, if anybody knows,
Nuclear
Hervey knows.
fusion.
It's nuclear fusion.
So this is going to happen.
Nuclear.
It's going to be in our if we have kids in their lifetime. You're looking at least like 50 years for.
I mean, yeah.
I saw a story on 60 Minutes where they showed how much like
that the half-life of the fuel lasts so much longer than what's currently. It's safer. It's smaller footprint.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things they can do with this technology and zero carbon emissions.
I just think that we're so close to all these goddamn movies that you're talking about. Like we're really
I don't want to
fucking
be that close, man.
I know. Okay, so let's talk about what you've already said it a dozen times, but now we're finally there. What are things that you're actually worried about with AI?
I'm worried about the whole like Christine situation, even though that wasn't AI, that was a ghost in the car. But like,
you fucking idiot.
no, but seriously, like
Jesus
the
Christ.
thought of like you hop in the car and it like knows like you're supposed to go here, you're supposed to go here based off your schedule, right? But then it becomes like this whole thing where it's like locks you in your car and it forces you to go where it wants to go because it's a machine and it's learned from things. And
Right.
the moment you kick the tire of your car and it flips the fuck out on you, I mean, just shit like that freaks me out.
So Google Maps does that now. You get in your car and
I
it
know.
says like, hey, it's going to take you 10 minutes to get to work.
And I'm like,
And-
fucking stop.
So like we worked on a Kia Telluride and I don't know what package it had, but it had it to where we were having to do work on the hood and the bumper. We had to take the bumper off, and then the customer's like, hey, just want to see how my car's doing. Like, oh, we're coming along, just got the bumper off. He's like, yeah, I know. I just got a message saying that my hood was open and my bumper was off.
What?
On the Kia
That's
Telluride.
crazy.
That's fucking nuts. So,
crazy.
I mean,
You hop in, your family gets in the car with you. It locks the doors. It's so used to your thing.
Taking you to the whorehouse?
It's taking you to like the whorehouse, or it's taking you to like a strip club. You're
going
like-
to Sonny's prostitute
you're like,
ranch.
no, God, no.
I think that's why they're so cautious. You know what I mean? Like they're making sure that everything's extremely like PG on like the things that it responds with. They're making sure that it is very locked down on what it's capable of doing. Because I think you're right. Like
Until it's not, though. That's the thing. Hackers, man.
You know what? There's got to be nothing's safe.
No, nothing's safe.
Nothing's safe, especially if it's registered through the government. You're always going to be tracked. That's another downside to having the AI and the smart drive and all that shit. You're going to be tracked.
Yeah,
Absolutely
What
gonna be
about the whole? Okay, so you're talking about like the things we're scared of. I know there's movies in there are we going to bring those up later?
Yeah,
or-
we'll talk about those after we talk about things that we're worried about.
because
so you're
I'm
worried
scared-
about.
I'm scared about a lot of the movie stuff. Like pretty much, I'm going to start mentioning things that are in all the movies that you probably.
You
have
ever
on
seen
there.
that thing that happened in Pretty Woman?
What are you worried about with AI? Specifically AI.
Specifically AI, no origin. I mean, the originality is going to be out the window because it's not going to come from humans.
That's a good one.
It's not. I mean, you're not going to have any individual thought or unique thought from a human. It's just going to be a computer based, and it's going to be like who can write the best one. Now you can't even tell if it's going to be written from AI or an actual person. You're not going to get like a Spielberg writing a script.
It's the whole what is it? An iRobot where the pie's being made. He's eating the pie, and then out comes the robot, and the robot made the pie.
I made the pie, and then he like Will Smith's like, oh, what the fuck,
and then
you
fucking
know?
kills the robot. Yeah.
Oh, bah, fuck you, robot.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy because it might actually be like who created the
I think
best
we just summed up that whole movie.
generated
Yeah.
AI art, but it's not like I'm the artist. I'm the one that wrote in the specific script at the right time to pull out this piece of art that I'm now trying to sell because it was not really me, right?
There was a scene, and I don't know how I remember this, but there's a scene in iRobot. He's like, "Can you write a symphony? Like, can you write a masterpiece?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." The robot's like, "I can," you know. And then you see him like draw. He's like, "I dream too."
Yeah,
and this
it
is what I
draws-
dreamed, and he draws it really
Yeah.
fast, and it looks beautiful. But it's going to be years from now for that.
Right.
But I think, of course, I'm going to go back to it. You're not going to know if something is original anymore.
Okay.
You're not going to know if like
So the
artwork.
death of creativity and originality.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's so much better than Tim's. That's a good one. That's a
Thank
really
you.
Good.
Fucking
Tim's
worthless.
over here on his phone.
I had some breaking news come through. I was just-
Shut up. There's another goat, everyone.
on the group chat, of course,
Just seeing if it
nuclear.
was good.
It's nuclear, but regular nuclear energy splits atoms.
Yeah,
this
this is
one
by
fuses
fusion,
them,
yeah.
and
Okay.
it creates more energy than what's put in. Yes, we're about 50 years
Yeah.
from that. Also in the chat, finally, I'm free to catch y'all live again. I've missed hearing y'all's voices. We miss you too, Corey. We can't wait for you to invite us to go do that rock climbing thing that you messaged us about. Very exciting. I do want to do that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
So please hit us up on
Yeah,
that.
we do that. We're gonna film me like only like 2 things up, and like I'm scared shitless and screaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Another one from Christy. We were supposed to have flying cars and skateboards by now. Yes. Where's
Yeah.
my fucking hoverboard?
According to Back to the Future, 100%.
And dude, real quick, think about the AI and how far it's come in the past 8 months.
Yeah.
How much it's changed and how crazy it's gotten. It's ramping up.
Exactly.
You think like, well, this is going to happen. I think somebody said, well, in like 5 or 10 years, it's going to be like taking over. It's happening now.
All right, so in the chat room, Corey's saying, I'm pretty sure Hollywood already uses AI to create scripts, garbage movies recently. I'm going to disagree because all it is they're taking the same thing and it's just rinse and repeat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
they might have used it for one script, and now they're just making little tweaks.
So I'm definitely worried about the AI taking the jobs type aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that there are a lot
Well, yeah,
of
it's
jobs.
recently laid off. I mean, I would be too.
Yeah, right. But like customer experience type jobs, right? If I'm chatting in, am I chatting with the person? Because necessarily I don't need to, because we've already seen that it does a pretty good job of responding to us, and it's generally pretty funny, quirky, and giving you the answer you want. So it's better than most people anyway.
I used the one on Amazon not that long ago,
yeah.
and I was like, so I ordered something, right? And it's supposed to be it was supposed to be same day delivery. I paid extra for it. I think I paid like $5 for it.
Yeah.
It didn't come same day, and so I tried to chat with somebody to get like, hey, can I get a refund for spending that extra $5? And it couldn't handle that for me, and it had to actually kick me over to a live person. So, do you think eventually that it's going to get to a point to where it will be able to just make those decisions and
Well,
handle
here's
that?
the deal: the people that input, from your end, need to be smart too. So whatever you did was just dumb, I think, because generally
No.
people don't have issues.
I told it. I was like, look, I need monies.
yeah, see,
And I left
and
it
it's
at
like
that.
you got to use proper English. You
No.
dumb.
I got on there and I said, hey, I ordered this product. I actually said what product it was
Right.
when I ordered it, and that it was supposed to be same day, and it didn't show up. It was late. Can I get a refund on not the product itself, but the
Yeah.
actual
I think we're less than a year away from that being a lot more streamlined and a lot more accessible to companies using for their customer service type stuff. However, I think instead of having, a call center or a chat center here in the US, or a lot of times they outsource it overseas, you're going to have like one or two people like watching over some of these chats. And if they get to a point where they don't understand, then they shoot them over.
So like the
But
ghost
it's gonna be
kitchen
much-
aspects where it's all like
Right.
AI ran.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
it's like this. It's like whenever you call and it's an automated voice, if you say fuck off, it'll say, now I'm going to reroute you to a person. Like next time you're on like a recorded chat, like if you're on with AT&T, just say fuck off. Because it's say now.
Take that aggression and
Yeah.
say, oh, he needs to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But there's going to be a lot more jobs that I feel like it's going to be able to take. However, I do think there's going to be a lot of jobs that are going to be created through AI because you're going to have to defend the future happening, right? So making sure that there's the right security protocols.
You're gonna
in
have to
place.
have like physical security people ready to
Okay.
take out some fucking robots.
No, not physically. I'm talking about like going in and kind of regulating what's out there. There's going to be a lot of regulation and a lot of like time spending.
I mean, the government already uses some version of AI. They've been using it for years, especially like with the NSA.
yeah.
Analyzing like text messages and things like that come through, looking for certain keywords and all that stuff, and then flagging it for a human auditor at that point. So that's been going on, and I think that's been going on for quite some time, like the AI stuff in the government, and we are just now seeing it. So I think, all right, I'm going to agree with you that we are pretty close to having some big developments in AI.
Yeah.
But not at the civilian world, not at the civilian level. We're going to see some pretty like big for us, but I think that I think government has bigger
I bet
developments
you
already.
we come back in a year and have the same conversation, and without me having to say anything, you're going to eat your words.
How much you want to make? How much you
I
want
don't
to
give
bet?
a fuck. Let's bet on anything. Let's
What
go.
do you
Hey,
want to bet?
I was right about the commercials though. The Super Bowl commercials. I saw a commercial of ESPN and the blue M&M. It's like, and now our new get host, the blue M&M, and he's like in a blue screen, and you just see his eyes in his face, and he's like,
Really?
yeah,
Damn.
you owe me $20.
We actually didn't bet though.
Yes, we did. We had
No.
we
We never
spit in each
actually-
other's hands.
You didn't.
I'm going to replay
All
it.
right. Yeah, you should. I've already
But
listened to
I
the
will say
episode.
this, Tim. I will say this. I'm very
know-
sorry that you weren't able to get your hog butt plug.
I will
in
buy
time.
you. I will buy you I'll buy you a nice bottle of whiskey. Like nothing too crazy, but like, I'll put $100, $150
year from now.
$150.
And there's no actual. This is gonna be a gentleman's bet because all it's gonna be is like,
Gentleman's bet.
did we get past what we both thought we would get? You know what I mean? Because I feel like we're kind of at this eye level, right?
Yeah, and I feel like I'll be honest with you.
I
and,
agree.
and tell you yes we did or no we didn't.
Okay, 1 year from today, I'm gonna put it in my notes as a reminder to check with you about AI.
Put it on that calendar that's from February 2022.
Hey Siri, put a reminder to check with Chad in 1 year from today if AI has made any giant leaps or bounds.
All right, so I looked up some top movies that have some type of AI. Some of these I want to go back and watch now because back in the day they seemed so futuristic, but now I feel like they're pretty on par. So Morgan is number one. I've never heard of Morgan. Have y'all?
No,
Okay, so Morgan in 2016, it's an action horror sci-fi film, 90 minutes long. Didn't get a good star rating, but it's like number one on one of the best AI movies ever made, according to IMDb. Number two, is it Machina?
Ex
Machina.
Machina.
Machina, yeah. That one's really good. Have
It
y'all
is.
seen
It
that?
is very good. It's a very, very well made movie.
Yeah. That one's two. Number three, Bicentennial Man.
That was a good one. That was a very good one. It was a Disney movie also.
I've never watched that.
It's
I know
Robin,
Robin
Williams.
Williams,
yeah.
You should watch it, man. It was very enjoyable.
Does he cry a lot?
It's
sad?
pretty.
I've heard it's
pretty
sad.
sad.
Yeah. That's why I'm not much of the sad movies.
Oh,
I'm not a sad movie.
Have you ever
guy.
seen Hachi? I know this isn't a AI movie. You should watch Hachi if you love dogs.
Coming in number four, AI, artificial intelligence.
It's a good one too,
5, iRobot, we've talked about.
AI is one of those sad ones too,
and a
man.
very racist movie. Will Smith is very
Oh,
racist.
it is. It's,
I hate them goddamn robots.
but that's what it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be like, man. That's what it's gonna be like. We're no longer gonna hate,
Canner. They call them canners.
we're not gonna hate other like human races.
It's
we're
going to
gonna
bring us together.
solidarity, and we're gonna have racism towards robots.
Coming in at number 6 is Automata, made in 2014. Haven't heard of that one. Chappie, or Choppy.
Oh, that was a good one,
Chappie.
Chappie.
Chappie. Yeah, that one's pretty good. 2015.
Except for it's got the Diane word
God.
people,
Yeah.
and they're garbage.
They're fucking trash.
Like,
They did the Diane word.
Oh yeah.
I
know who
think you're
talking about.
freaky. Yeah.
Coming in number 8, we got Blade Runner 2049.
All right.
Transcendence.
Oh, that's the one with Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Number 9 came out in 2014. Eva in 2011. I've never heard of that one. And then the one you mentioned earlier, Her, which is really damn good. You said you haven't seen that one. You need to watch it.
It's worth watching.
It's really good. It's more of a love story as opposed to some of these.
Oh no,
other
yeah,
action-
100%. But what's okay? Just to speak on Her real quick. What's amazing about it is that you don't ever see a counterpart. It's just him talking with this machine, and so it's such well voice acted. It's great.
Right.
I mean, it's ScarJo. I mean,
Right, yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things like someone that can convey, like a movie that can convey so much just by the voice says a lot.
that's one thing they got to get right too on AI is the voice. Like they got to get that right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want some male AI voice saying, "Yeah, Daddy, give it to me.
Okay. All
Give
right.
it to me, Daddy."
All right. I don't know if we've got. We don't have time for the questions, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have time for
Okay.
that. I mean, we've been going for a while.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. Is there anything else that y'all had or you want to talk about before we get into this outro that is completely generated by OpenAI?
Is the outro in the notes?
Yeah, it is.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already to our YouTube socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We are on all streaming platforms, and we love you guys. And do not be dirty with your AI, please. Please don't.
Don't be weird.
They sell things now that you can buy, so don't.
All right. You ready? Do you have your notes up?
Yeah, got it up.
Okay. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to the Funky Panther podcast.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and we're glad you were along for the journey.
And don't forget, if you want to keep up with all the latest and greatest and weird news and conspiracy theories, be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our show.
And speaking of which, we want to give a special shout out to all of our loyal fans who keep us going week after week. You guys are the real MVPs.
Definitely. So until next time, stay funky and keep an eye on the sky, folks.
And remember, the truth is out there.
I'm Chad.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Javier. See you next time on the Funky Panther podcast. That's the last time we do that. Never again.
No more AI generated bullshit.
Fuck that.
Bye, y'all. Stay good.